Hey kids, so today we're going to continue our study into rhythm. We've been talking about rhythms for the last several weeks, and today we're going to get to play a little game where we get to put rhythms over words. So we're going to start out today with our Loose Tooth song. We've been singing that lately, and we're learning about the rhythms in that song. And then we're going to learn a new song today called Pity Patty Polt. And so I'm going to want you to watch that video and sing along with that. It's a really fun song. And then once we get to the end of that, we've got a little rhythm activity, and I'm going to show you how to do that rhythm activity, and then you can do it yourself and send it back to me via Google Classroom. Alright, good luck today, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hey everyone. So let's start today with watching Loose Tooth to get us all ready for this lesson on rhythms. And then we're going to move to a new song called Pity Patty Polt. So let's sing this one along with me at home, and we'll talk about it after it ends.
I had a loose tooth, a wiggly jiggly loose tooth. I had a loose tooth hanging by a thread. So I pulled my loose tooth, this wiggly jiggly loose tooth, and put it neath my pillow, and then I went to bed. The fairies took my loose tooth, my wiggly jiggly loose tooth. So now I have a quarter in the hole in my head. I had a loose tooth, a wiggly jiggly loose tooth. I had a loose tooth hanging by a thread. So I pulled my loose tooth, this wiggly jiggly loose tooth, and put it neath my pillow, and then I went to bed. The fairies took my loose tooth, my wiggly jiggly loose tooth. So now I have a quarter in the hole in my head.
This song is called Pity Patty Polt. It's an older video that I made, and it's got a really nice rhythm to it. We're going to take a look at, but let's listen to it first.
Pity patty polt, shoot a little colt. Here a nail, there a nail, pity patty polt. Pity patty polt, shoot a little colt. Here a nail, there a nail, pity patty polt.
All right, oh, what a nice song that is. And let's take a look at these words. First off, the words say Pity Patty Polt, which I'm pretty sure is the name of our little horse right here. His name is just a big name, Pity Patty Polt. And then it says Shoe the little colt. And a little colt is like a little boy horse. So we know that he's a boy because he's a colt. If he was a girl horse, it'd be called a filly. So it's a little boy horse, and it says Shoe the little colt. So that means he needs to put shoes on. What is that all about? Well, we look up here and we see some horseshoes. Horseshoes are shaped in this funny way and they go around his hooves. But then we see something extra that says, here a nail, there a nail. Why are you talking about nails? You may say, oh, because the nails go into the horseshoe. And that is correct. They go into the horseshoe, but they go into just more than just that because they have to stick to the horse's feet. Now you say, oh, you can't stick nails into a horse's foot. And that is correct too. That would be horrible to put nails in that poor little horse's feet. Instead, the horse has this big hoof. We can see that down here, this sort of bluish thing right under his furry feet. That's his hoof, and that's very much like a fingernail for us, except for where our fingernails are thin, his is super, super thick. And he can stand on it, and he's a heavy horse, and he can walk on those hooves, but they're still just like a nail. So when you they're like a fingernail, so when you try to cut them, it doesn't actually hurt him because they're not actually part of his body like that. So they can take nails and they nail it into his hooves so that he wears these horseshoes. And then when he walks on sharp rocks, nothing will hurt his hooves, because sometimes some things can hurt his hooves if he's not careful. The horseshoes will protect him so that he can run around freely without worry, just like when we wear shoes. Now there's some rhythm to this too, and I want to look at that. So the first thing I want to point out is our lightning bolts, our quarter note rest. That's the moment for silence. So we see something like this. Pitty, patty, polt, shh, shoo the little colt. Shh, here a nail, there a nail, pitty, patty, polt. Shh, just like that. In our pitty patty, if we look at those, we know that polt, that is a quarter note, just like the quarter rest. They're like the opposite of each other, but they're the same but opposite. And so we see that here with our quarter notes, but then we also see our eighth note pairs, our titis. Now we could speak these rhythms without the words like this. Ti 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 ta, sh, ti 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 ta, sh, ti ti ta, ti ti ta, ti 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 ta, sh. Just like that. There's something else I want to point out. How many of these marks are in each line? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting these two together as one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4, and each one represents a steady beat. So there's 4 steady beats per line. That means we need 4 things of rhythm to fill it up. And remember, our 2 eighth notes count as 1. So today you're going to get a chance to put these rhythms together and see if you can rebuild our song for us. But first, let's listen to it just one more time, and then I'll move on to the next activity that you can do at home.
Pitty patty polt, shoo the little colt. Here a nail, there a nail, pitty patty polt.
Shoot a little colt. Here a nail, there a nail, pitty patty polt.
Pitty patty polt, shoo the little colt. Here a nail, there a nail, pitty patty polt.
All right, let me show you this next activity and how to do that. So in this lesson activity thing in Google Classroom, you should have a link to this Google slideshow called Pitty Patty Polt Rhythm Activity. And so once you open this up, this is what it looks like. You'll have one slide with just these pictures, and you can't really do anything with the pictures. You can add your name right up here at the top, but you can move all of these around. And then you will see a second slide. Oops, I think I missed something up there. Let's delete that. There we go. And then you see a second slide that has our video. So if you'd like to watch the video again, you definitely can. But the video may also be useful just to be able to look at these notes so that you can remember where these notes are supposed to go. Then we come back here, and your goal is to recreate this. So I can say something like pitty patty polt was ti 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 ta. So I can take my eighth notes and drag them over here just like this. Pitty patty polt. But remember, there was a hush right after that, a rest. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to add my rest. And then I go to the next line. Shoo the little colt, ti 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 ta. I could do this, but look here. Shoo the, these two eighth notes are too small. So instead of using these two, I'm going to choose my next bigger size right here. Now it's the same note. They're worth the same. They're just spread out a little bit more so that they can fit over our words a little bit more. But look here. This would be too big for a little. Yeah. Instead, I will use my little eighth notes for this one. Shoo the little colt. And then I get to add another hush. Just like this. And then we add this thing here, this next part that went like this. Here a nail, there a nail. What was that rhythm? That rhythm was ti-ti-ta, ti-ti-ta. And I can do that right up here by going here a nail, ti-ti-ta, ti-ti-ta. And then I can finish it by saying Pitty patty polt, tee 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 ta, tee 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 ta. And of course I ended with a shh. And that's how you do this activity. And once you're completed with this activity, just send it to me via Google Classroom. You can just hit turned in and I should have this from you. All right, have a good week and I'll see you next time.